Good evening. It is 6 p.m. on December 17, 2024, and I would like to call to order the meeting of the Lisle Community Unit School District 202 Board of Education. Mrs. Sims, can we please have a roll call?
Sure. Ms. DiDomenico?
Here.
Ms. Foster?
Here.
Mr. Hilderly?
Here.
Mr. Lesniak?
Here.
Mr. Nagler?
Here.
Ms. Sims is here, and Ms. Allman.
Here. Thank you. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? The Lisle 202 mission statement is to provide our learning community with the essential education, skills, and experiences for future success. And we'll keep those thoughts in mind as we meet this evening. Next is public comment. I don't see any members of the public here. Was there anything uploaded?
We have not received any requests.
Okay, thank you. That brings us then to our action items, which is the first is 5A, consent agenda. Is there anything in the consent agenda? We have 5A, 1 through 4, that anybody wants pulled? No? Okay, then I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda 5A, 5A, consent agenda 5A1, board meeting minutes, 5A2, payroll pay orders, 5A3, vendor pay orders, 5A4, personnel, 5A4A, classified employment, 5A4B, extra duty employment, and 5A4C, extra duty resignation. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and could we please have a roll call?
Ms. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Lesniak?
Aye.
Mr. Hilderly?
Aye.
Mr. Nagler?
Aye.
Ms. DiDomenico?
Aye.
Ms. Sims is an aye, and Ms. Allman.
Aye, thank you. Next is on the agenda is 5AB, which is the 2024 real estate tax levy. Is there any discussion? We've talked about this at several finance meetings actually and build up since August. Any discussion? Okay, then we'll just take a vote. I'll entertain a motion that the Board of Education adopt the 2024 real estate tax levy resolution.
So moved.
I think we had Mr. Nagler first and
Who was second? Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Lesniak was second.
Okay.
Correct.
It was
Mr. Nagler?
Aye.
Mr. Lesniak?
Aye.
Mr. Hilderly?
Aye.
Ms. DiDomenico?
Aye.
Ms. Foster?
Nay.
Ms. Sims is an aye, and Ms. Allman.
aye. Thank you. Okay, the next is Board 5AC, which is our board policies for Press 117. And everything was updated in board books. I think there was just clarification on 2 from the attorney.
Correct. The regarding attorney feedback for the ethics and policy 2:105, the ethics and gift ban, the attorney recommends that we just stick with the word use because that's more commonly known and understood. And then in policy 5:125, there's a question about how should the board members, what should they do on their private social media? And the recommendations that we have that as a future agenda item, as possibly we have our board norms coming up soon to include as part of that discussion. So actually in February. So yes. So that's it. So.
All right. With that, then, I will entertain a motion that the Board of Education approve the policies as presented in Press 117.
So moved.
I'm sorry, policies were evaluated and changes made if deemed necessary. That was just a phrase that we needed to add per policy. Go ahead.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Hilderly?
Aye.
Ms. Foster?
Aye.
Ms. DiDomenico?
Aye.
Mr. Nagler?
Aye.
Mr. Lesniak?
Aye.
Ms. Sims is an aye, and Ms. Allman.
Aye, thank you. Okay, next is our financials. Item 6 is the financial information. The board acknowledges receipt of the following reports: 6A, financial report; 6B, treasurer report; 6C, post-bond issuance tax compliance report. Those are in the board packet. Were there any questions about any of those? Okay, if not, we'll go on to our discussion items. Item 7A, Freedom of Information request, was outlined and replied to in the board packet. Public comment follow-up, there was none this month, or this past month to follow up on. And the superintendent's report, 7C.
The reports for the last month have two common themes. Number one, a lot of holiday festival programs were put on. I think a new tradition just for the last few years is the high school mosaic. I think a lot of you had a chance to attend, but just an incredible event to be able to showcase a variety of different music put on the students. And so I think it's something new, but very, very well attended, and the students did a great job. Probably the less exciting for the students, but maybe more for us, is all the iReady reports. This time of year is where we kind of get that mid-year check-in to see how the progress has been. And so I think the students have been really working hard in terms of, particularly at the junior high, the staff pushed really just how important it is to us to be able to see the progress that students are making. And so the feedback that I've been getting is the students, not that they didn't take it serious in the past, were just really leaning into it and had a great deal of pride and hard work towards it. And so we're hoping to be able to share with them in the very near future and with you in terms of the great progress that we're seeing.
Any items to add to that, or? Okay, thank you, excellent report. All right, item 8 is our committee reports. 8A, Facility Master Planning did not meet. Let's see. 8B is our finance, and we did not have a meeting this month before this meeting. 8C, policy.
Yes, earlier this evening, we approved as part of second reading all the several policies, which are in the agenda.
Okay, press 117. And 8D, Vision 202 did not meet.
We haven't met, but I've reached out to about 10 different individuals that were recommended from either you or other administrators in terms of being part of the facilitating team. And so have reached out to them and trying to have some coordinated conversation as to what they would be committing to. But I'm really excited to be able to start of the new year, so 2025, to be able to continue our conversations with our community. So I'll keep you posted, but focusing on the facilitating team at this point.
Okay, thank you. Board Representatives Report, Home and School Organization did not meet. IASB Delegate to Board did not meet. I had a follow-up from last meeting when we asked when the canvassing would be. We talked about having our next self-evaluation with the IASB rep after the next election, and the canvassing date would be 4/22. So we do have a board meeting on 4/28, so this time it will lend itself well to having the board members sworn in, or the board members sworn in. And so we would be looking in May. 5/5 is a Monday. I saw nothing. Well, there's sporting events on the calendar, but 5/14 is also a possibility, and 5/19, there's actually nothing on that Monday on the calendar. So if we can schedule something in May, I'll email those dates to you and check, your home calendars to see, or if you don't have them entered as far as May, and check to see what those. But it would be good. We need to plan something before June, before the end of June. So we'll do those dates. So those were 5/5, 5/14, or 5/19. Or after graduation is another possibility, so I'll look at those. Okay, intergovernmental did not meet, that's 9C. LEND, we have a meeting actually, I believe, tomorrow morning. And Lisle Education Foundation did not meet, but a decision was made not to have the annual golf meeting, or golf session outing fundraiser this year. So we're going to pass for a year and have discussions for the future. Looking at other ways to perhaps involve more of the community and promote the Education Foundation. SASA did not meet, and agenda topics for future board meetings. That would be item 10. Does anybody have any? We talked about talking about the board policy in February when we have our board norms and agreed upon. So if we want to do that in February, we'll plan that, and anything else that anybody has.
I think last meeting we talked about AI in our policy, I think.
I think so.
But I think the administration is working on that.
Yeah, I believe so, and probably,
In the spring, we'll give an update in terms of the professional development we've done and some of the ways we've used it either in classrooms or to improve instruction.
and by then, we probably will have some guidelines too on where it might be needed to add to policy. You'd mentioned, what 7180, was it, or?
Yeah, I mentioned, I just happened to see a YouTube video on, I think it was one of the news organizations, just about how AI is including harassment of fellow students, and not in a very pleasant way. So just some other, the other boards around the country are facing it, what kids can do with AI and images. So, but I think we probably want to wait. We can have a discussion, but we might want to wait for IASB to come out with some language through press.
Okay, and I think, it seems like the policy 7180 gets brought continuously back for language changes based on legislation, so we'll keep that in mind as we review that next time, too. Okay, SACID did not meet, okay. So if there are no other topics for future board meetings, I will entertain a motion to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, performance, discipline, compensation, or dismissal of employees at 6:11 PM.
So moved.
Second.
Can we please have a roll call? So that was Mr. Nagler and Mrs. Foster.
Mr. Nagler?
Aye.
Ms. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Lesniak?
Aye.
Ms. DiDomenico?
Aye.
Mr. Helderly?
Aye.
Ms. Sims is an aye, and Ms. Alman?
Aye, thank you. We will now adjourn to closed session at 6:12 PM.